Before you watch this discussion, you might want to watch the video where we build the birdhouses first.
Welcome. We just made some incredible birdhouses for the Eastern Bluebird, and now we'd like to talk a little bit about what we've learned.
And when we just ended off, we finished talking about why don't you paint the rim of the Bluebird's house?
What do you think? Why don't we paint it?
Because the bluebird don't know what paint smells like, so when it enters the house, the smell will get like in the house and it goes, ugh, this is actually kind of a scary house, I'm leaving.
Earlier we talked about what those birds eat. Do you remember what they eat?
Worms.
Insects.
Insects, yeah. So thinking about the box being in a natural place, if you were to put this in your yard, again, where would you want this put so they can best get their food? What do you think?
In the tree.
In the tree,
So
yeah.
they can probably see the worms on the ground.
Ooh, good.
Some bluebirds put their nest near an old woodpecker's hole,
Ooh, why is that?
so they can get their bugs easier. And I do have a woodpecker at my house.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you hear it in the morning?
Every morning.
Every morning. When we think about putting our box somewhere, bluebirds are pretty territorial. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
What does it mean to be territorial?
Territorial means like lions and great white sharks are both territorial species. They have a certain radius, and anything coming inside of that radius will die.
Okay, maybe, but you were definitely on the right track.
Yeah.
It might not all
I
die, but
think-
what might happen?
It will get attacked, definitely, and exceptions on females.
Oh, there's a cardinal.
Ooh, there is a cardinal back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look.
Let's see it up there. I think cardinals are also territorial.
They are all territorial, but think about this. So, the cardinal's beak is really fat. What does that bird eat?
Berries,
Berries and?
insects,
Nope.
or worms.
Nope. So you have this big beak that cracks these things wide open.
Nuts.
Nuts and seeds, right? And so what
So
do
like
bluebirds eat? Insects. So do you think those two birds could live in the same territory because they eat different things?
Yes.
Yeah. So bluebirds and cardinals can live in the same kind of environment and territory. Do you think two bluebird species, two bluebird families
No.
could live in the same? No.
They're fighting over food.
They're fighting over food, yeah. So bluebirds like to hunt in this like 100-foot radius. So if you put two bluebird boxes in your yard, how far do you have to put them apart?
100 feet.
100 feet, absolutely. And there's something else. Bluebirds are a very visual species. So think about that hole in your bluebird box. Should we put both of the holes 100 feet away looking at each other?
No.
Ooh, well then what should we do then?
Wait, I know. What if we put the boxes on like one's over there and then over there facing away, facing like other parts of nature?
So think about the bluebird boxes we just built. So what was on that bluebird box that is necessary to be on other birdhouses? Like think of the different components. What's one of them? Yeah, you need a hole. And the hole for the bluebirds was small because the bird was small. But what about if the bird's bigger? What should we do?
Then you need a bigger hole, but it's less protection too.
Interesting. Okay,
That's why bald eagles live so high up.
Interesting. And in really big nests, right? So what else? We had the hole. What other part of the nest was extremely important to keeping the birds warm and safe? What do you think, Alex?
They had ventilation on the bottom, so if a rain happened and some drips got inside, it just wouldn't rot away the wood, it would drain out.
And you could screw off the top to take out the nest every year.
Absolutely. We want to make sure it stays clean, right? And why do we want to make sure it stays clean, Evie?
Because when the birds migrate, they come back to their house once they're done, and they don't want like dirty and like their leftovers
They don't want that old dried mud or rotten sticks.
that they used for their nest before.
Today we focused a lot on birds, but there are a lot of other things flying around my gardens.
Insects.
But what do insects need to survive? What do they eat?
Pollen,
Yeah,
bees,
yeah.
wasps, certain flies.
Nectar. So what can we do to
Certain
promote their
mosquitoes.
health? What can we do?
Plant.
Plants.
Flowers.
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 Yeah, absolutely. And we could plant native flowers. Absolutely. And is that something you think you could do?
Yeah.
So are these, everything you said, are these difficult things that only adults can do?
No.
No. Would you say that you all are conservationists?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all conservationists, right? And I want to thank you for helping us continue our efforts of conservation here in Missouri. But before we go, I've got one more thing to show you. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and this way. Perfect. Need to survive. What are they?
Pollen,
Yeah,
bees,
yeah.
wasps.
Lots of art projects. So sometimes we draw, sometimes we paint, always we get messy.
So it'll be really close to people's hands and building whatever